in the 5 Points of Fellowship. This is a very amazing book by a man who was a bright and very informed Mason who later was saved by Christ out of Masonry, and then he wrote this book exposing both Masonry and Romanism. Mahabone is $3. Another book that gives a political overview of the involvement in the secret societies, in world conspiracy, building toward a world empire or world dictatorship, is this called The Christian and the Other Religion. It's only $1, a very interesting booklet. And then there are a few books back there, such as The Naked Capitalist by Skousen, I think it is. A book, just a couple of those. They're $2 each, worth having. A book entitled Textbooks on Trial by Norma Gabler, who spoke here back in the early fall. She revealed what's taking place in the textbooks in the schools. Television was brought out. The schools were mentioned. People wonder, why is the world moving toward world dictatorship? Why are freedoms being taken away? What's happening to our young people? Textbooks and Trials will tell you a lot about that. That book is a hardback. A book is $5, but those books are all...
Please.
Johnny Lord.
All right, before we take questions and answers, and the pastor will be up here monitoring so they get on the tape so everybody will know what the questions is. I've had so many complaints, nobody knows what everybody's asking, so we'll do that in a minute. Please bear with me for a minute. You might want some pencil and paper for what's coming up. You can decide as you go. How many of you have read this? All right, as I repeat, nothing produced by Chick Publications is a book. It is a tract. It is meant for souls. All right? Now, I'm trying to set up something where every student at this school will get... how many are in junior high or high school in this school? All right, I want to see if you know what's going on. I talked with the principal. I talked with the pastor. I know what's going on in your school. I want to find out if there'll be a teenager honest enough to stand up and say they know it. How many know about the spiritualism group, the Ouija board group that is going on after school hours? How many teenagers have kind of been invited over to this thing or have gotten the word on it around the schools that know what's going on? Have any of you been approached in the school about this? No? All right. If you are, please go to the principal. Please go to the pastor. Or there are teenagers who are fooling with this in the school and are trying to spread this. And the pastor and the principal is going to take care of it. I told them who I've spotted and knows is fooling around with this. So I want to bring that up real quick before we go on. The next thing is on this book. In 3 months, this book has already been rewritten once. I'm sorry we don't have the re-ones. We've corrected a lot of it to where it reads just witchcraft now, and the Satanism part is not in it, which makes it a better tract for our purposes. But in the back, this whole back sheet will be redone in 3 months. I only have 3 months. It'll about the end of April, I guess, or maybe 4 months. This whole back sheet will be redone. The salvation message here will be put up at the top, and this whole space here will be on the bottom. Will be a list of phone numbers and halfway houses and churches throughout the United States that people who have death sentences on their heads that want out of the Illuminati and out of the occult can contact. That's why I'm going east. For 5 years, we have prayed and we have sought to get in the states in New England and Florida and so on where Grand Druids live, where the leaders live. And we have always been barred mainly by interference through the charismatic churches. Well, now God has opened the door to the independent Baptists that nobody can close. We didn't try to go through the charismatic churches, but the charismatic churches there opposed it in such a way that the other churches were afraid to do anything. Now this door is open, and we're going to be setting houses up while we're there. This is the Southern California contact point right here. We need counselors who are willing, and we prefer husband and wife, who are willing, and we need where they have an extra bedroom or can make room in their house that can take a girl or boy in one at a time if this church is reached by phone or help, and can watch over these people from 2 to 3 days. This is 24 hours a day.